Be a little bit more on this first bounce, given what just happened.
Subs tonight, Fraser Dale for the Blues. Marrick for the Tigers, wearing the green vests as we start this game. Ivan Maric was in there, but Carlton with the first clearance going with Brock McLean. Right of screen, the Blues, if you've just joined us. And if Richmond play with the same intensity of last week, they'll be right in the hunt here tonight. By the way, Carlton can finish as high as 9th if they win, depending on other results. Richmond can jump to 11th above Carlton if they win.
There's Nick Duigan. He was actually a late inclusion into this game for Lucas. Lucas rocked up thinking he was playing, and Duigan came in.
And Lucas out again. Tigers from half-back without great direction. Here's the man in focus, Dustin Martin. Went past him. Gets an opportunity here now to lay the hip and shoulder, but Big Ivan striding after this looks pretty good. He's shouldered a heavy workload this year for the Tigers. Cochin, look at him give it and then go again. D back to Cochin. He started that whole chain then. Fantastic run by him. Morris, who has given the Tigers some real grit. Stripped by Eddie though. Little ball inside 50. Thornton up there, often played that forward role. Yaron along the ground. Opportunity for the Blues to open their account, but not successful.
Terrific effort
on that occasion for Davies
there to chase Stevie Morris down. Got the ball back, got the ball inside 50. Great forward pressure by Eddie Betts, who did his job last week.
Boys, for the Blues, Bryce Gibbs had the job last week on Ryan Griffin. He's been given another role tonight. He's on Brett Deledio, which is a huge role for Gibbs. If he does a job on Deledio, that'll help them get over the line at the end of the night.
Cameron Ning, our man down there on the boundary. Morris, short ball. Ivan's working both wings at the moment, covering some real big area.
When he's been fresh and able to run, he has covered the ground beautifully, Big Ivan, this year.
Greg to Conker, Conker to Deledio. Deledio on the lead, good kick, Martin.
Yeah, nice passage of play there from the Tigers. Maric pushed hard into space on the wing, got it to Greg, and Conker had worked off Mark Murphy into space and allowed the overlap for Brett Deledio. Good start. This is a crucial kick, Dustin Martin.
So Martin from 50 metres out. 45-degree angle, punt road end. Gets a little bit of leverage on the ball. Distance shouldn't be a problem. Tigers get a very, very good start from a man they want in the play.
I like the way they got around him too for the first goal, Dustin Martin. They have come from everywhere. He's been in the focus with a lot of attention in the last few weeks. Good start for him. I like the fact that he started at half forward and he pushes himself into the middle right now though.
Probably his ideal range from 50. Das really gets that natural arc into his kicking, and we know he's a thumping kick, kicks right through the football.
So the action of Dustin Martin there. And the first goal to the Tigers. He just goes out and gets that little bit of leverage just before he kicks. That one from beyond 50, so he's got plenty of range in the leg. And here's a clearance through the same man to go with it. Have a look at that for a thumper. Over the head of Rewalt. Jamison keeps him out of the way.
Had a good setup there from the centre bounce, the Richmond forwards. The kick from Martin was just as long as he could possibly get it, but at least they were one-on-one, and Jack Rewalt will love that. There wasn't someone coming third man up and making his life tough.
Live and interactive. Opportunity McLean out the back door. Curnow around the corner, had a bit of pressure. Thornton long way up from the forward position. Hands fast, weren't they? Great. Opportunity here for D. Went inside, missed his target. Needs to tidy that up. Rewalt on his shoelaces. Jackson went for the inside out banana.
You might lip read there, Damien Hardwick, suggesting that you probably put that one into the dangerous spot. It was a great pick up there from Jackson. I don't know whether bananas on the run are going to be part of his repertoire.
Risky kick back inside, but nevertheless.
Good start for Brock McLean. He's been Carlton's best player in the last month, ranking #1 at the club in a heap of areas.
There he is.
Touches already.
The man back in the side tonight for his forward pressure skills up there. Little Jakey King. And have a look at the barrel chest on him. He's just got a strut that's got to be seen to be believed.
Well, he actually developed a chest over this pre-season, was something lacking in his previous 4 or 5 pre-seasons. Never had a chest beat, huh?
He'll get hold of you, Richo, and hammer you. Martin tucks in there. Garlett didn't have it. So Garlett's ball. Half-back line, so not a lot of crowd involvement at the moment. Reasonable Saturday night crowd in. Weather would have scared some off. Quite cold for those watching around the country in Melbourne tonight. And as Darce pointed out, has rained most of the day. Kerno back inside. Good-looking ball. Finds Gibbs. He's very talented from this. Could have gone all the way. Sends it to Betts. Isn't that a great kick to advantage for Betts? Morris did well, but he infringed. Now watch for the Eddie run around here. They need to be alert. Morris is. Someone needs to go closer up to him. So he'll point towards the middle of the ground, hook it around the body. They're so very good at this, the modern day player.
Well, that's his forte, Eddie Betts, but it was a terrific kick from Bryce Gibbs. He was 60 metres out. He saw Eddie leading back towards goal, and it was centimetre perfect. Pardon to steal that off you, Dennis, but it was a great kick from Bryce Gibbs. Gave Eddie a chance, and Steve Morris didn't really have any other option other than to infringe on Eddie, and he does not miss those.
Just interesting, Beats. I think your call was right. There just wasn't enough Richmond players. You would have got 3 or 4 on that angle. That was what Eddie Betts, everyone in the stadium knew that he was going to run out around the outside. You should have got in and crowded his space and just made it that little more difficult.
Deledio, clearance out of the middle there from Bell.
Hands in the back, Nick Dygan.
Dygan's ball here, just beyond his reach though.
Hands in the back.
Yeah,
Right on 50, the man on the mark.
Brandon Ellis was the infringer there.
Dygan says go long to the square. That's what I want to get it. They're all up, leading and presenting. No one was long and deep, and he goes there now. Marriage had the position secured.
It's interesting that they've chosen, you can see Dennis Armfield there, right in the middle of your television screen, as a defensive forward. He's chasing around Chris Newman. And Nick Dygan, they're persevering with him playing that role. They're really looking for forward pressure out of those two.
Basher. Martin with the little clearing kick, and Gibbs now with a job to do. He's harassed by a couple of Tigers.
Every single player is within 60 metres of Carlton's goal at the moment. They've really pushed up here, the Richmond forwards.
Umpire Dean Marget's not even letting the players get up there, getting on with it. And have a look for him tonight. He's one of the most officious I've seen. Here's Carazzo.
Gets involved, Beto.
Oh boy, he's a whistleblower, all right. Here's Cruiser, bit of a fumble. Bell, fumble as well. So difficult ball to handle at the moment. Just moisture still on the deck.
The big boy picking himself up is a second game at Tom Bell. You can see as we take a look at all the numbers Richo's talking about, pushing up the Richmond forwards. Keep an eye on him. I was really impressed with his debut. Tom Bell, he's a midfielder, and he's 95 kilos and 187 centimetres. There he is trying to tackle Martin.
And an elite runner, Dar, so he's got some pluses, hasn't he?
And after the way he went about it last week, he's one of my new favourite players. I'm a big fan of Tommy Bell and love the fact that they've thrown him in the centre bounce, in the middle of the ground, along with Brock McLean. They've got some good hard bodies in there. It's obviously a wet night. The ball's going to be on the deck. Perfect structure.
Hey, Lingy, is Carazzo running around with Cochin at the moment?
Yes, he is, Richo. He's got the job on Cochin. We know how good Cochin is.
Basher goes inside 50. Jamison will take the mark. Lingy trying to butter us up down there. Of course, he's been doing a bit of Friday night work, and the Saturday night team haven't been happy with that. So
Yeah, he's on probation.
yeah, he is. He's on suspension, or he will be. Doesn't watch himself. Newman tangled there with Dygan. Dygan gives away the free. Rant's free.
I was a little bit nervous coming into work tonight, boys. I was scared of the big bristle giving me a lecture about staying loyal to the Saturday night, boys.
There's the free from Dygan. It was not a lot in it, was there? Now, Brandon Ellis has got it all to do. This is a young kid in his first year, Darst, that's played every game this year. That is a remarkable achievement.
Yeah, he's a tough individual, Brandon Ellis. He just gives you a consistent performance. Not the most skilled player, but I really like the way he's gone about this year for the Tigers. I think he's the sort of player you can see playing a couple of hundred games.
Conker, right near the boundary line, happy to be taken over by Yaram, but he didn't take the ball with him, so it keeps Carlton alive. Carazzo, nice hand there by D. Swift handball, King. Good work from the Tigers. Newman Jackson now has got it all to do. Peels off the outside. Tark with a deliberate inside-out kick, kept it alive. Here's McGuinness with all sorts of pressure on him.
Yeah, just on Brandon Ellis, he's actually improved his game in the last 2 or 3 weeks. He's been able to win a bit more ball on the outside. I believe he's been talking to Sean Grigg, who's one of the better uncontested players in the competition, just about working on his spread and run from the contest.
Nominated for the NAB Rising Star, round 17. Brandon Ellis, boy out of the Calder Cannons footy factory. Here's Edwards for the Tigers. Murphy with the tackle. Morris gets a look from 50. Touched off the boot, so there'll be no mark. And McInnes was holding McGuan, I think, here. No, it's going to go the other way.
He missed an opportunity there, Steve Morris. He had 2 players to his right. Basher Hooley was one of them, and they were in space. Just needed to get a handball off.
See McGuan there. Made some bad decisions, McGuan, towards the end of the Tigers game last week.
I think in the selection of Brandon Ellis and also Stephen Morris, you're getting a bit of an insight into what Damien Hardwick wants you to bring to the table if you're going to play for Richmond. It won't necessarily be elite skill. He's got some of that, but if you give a contest and you crack in and do the 1% things, I get the feeling you're going to have a long career under Damien Hardwick.
Here's King. Aaron was all over him. Ivan Maric around the corner. McGuan the target again here. This game hasn't really started with any great intensity or class, but you can feel it developing. Good support here for the Tigers tonight. Out the back, Martin already kicked a goal. Deledio got enough of it, but inaccurately. How have you seen his season to date, Richo? Brett Deledio?
I think it's probably his best season so far. He's been in the All-Australian squad the last 2 seasons, but I think he's played more on ball this year than he has before.
Jackson snap at goal, and that may well be out on the full. It is. So sort of a messy opening to this game.
Just feels like it's a drop in class with the utmost respect I say that, because there's so many quality players out of both sides, particularly Carlton, that you got first and second and third gamers running around tonight. There's a bit more space, there's a bit more time with the footy, and when you go forward you can just see that there's not that ability to work really hard. Like when Sydney are playing, when Collingwood are playing, when Hawthorn are playing, the heat and the intensity of the game, it's just a different level than the one we're seeing right here.
Cruiser.
Mark Murphy being held. Mark Murphy.
All over everything. You're going to see this tonight. I'm telling you, there's some really officious whistles here tonight. Here's McLean, goes wide looking for Betts. Can't get it done there. Just let them play, I reckon. Just let them play.
Well, you shouldn't really know the umpires are out there, I believe. If they're umpiring well, you don't even really notice.
Just calling nonsense free kicks off the ball. Just let them play. They crash into each other. Bad luck. Conker, Gibbs. Head over it. Conker couldn't get him. Cruiser. A bit of a fumble there. Now they're going to move along. Bash it at Tark. Tuck to Martin. Penetrating run. Give it to the speedster. Deledio. Gaining on him, Garlett. Not before he got the kick deep. And Cochin takes the mark.
And that is a brilliant kick, and I love the way they orchestrated that, the Tigers. Cochin has gone forward, Martin's gone on ball, and then Rewalt had the sense to actually give Cochin the space, because he is such an elite player, Cochin, one-on-one. And Deledio had a great understanding. He said, look, you know what, I know you're good enough, I'll just kick it to you one-on-one. And that was all, it was well placed. Cochin read it beautifully.
Cochin comes in, almost point-blank range by his standards, kicks the goal for the Tigers.
He's an out-and-out star, this man. He's just going to be a gun, Trent Cochin. Love watching him play. So consistent in his performances now.
Well, this is what Brett Deledio is so good at. He receives that handball there. He runs his full measure and then kicks a 50-metre kick into the forward line. He's fifth in the competition for metres gained, and that was a 100-metre play. That's exactly why he's in that elite category for that.
And that's what Tuck is very good at. Clearance work and the handball. Scotland couldn't control. Yaron does well, and once again, Bell down the line. Just the one hand there from Carazzo. Brandon Ellis, good smother in the end by Carazzo. By the way, Cameron Ling, some of the Richmond players are wearing armbands tonight. Sorry, the Carlton players. Some aren't.
Yeah, some are. It's for Joe Anderson, who was on the list a couple of years ago, same draft as Bryce Gibbs. His father passed away, and Mitch Robinson is heading up to Darwin to represent the club at the funeral.
Right. Thornton. Cochin ran into the aggressive tackle.
Sammy, staying here. Okay. Arms up, Rux. Play on.
Wayne Campbell down there, the runner, and the fluoro or not? Richard?
Yeah, it is Wayne. Wayne is running. There he is, the former captain of the club.
300 gamer.
He's actually running the New York Marathon at the end of this season.
Gee, looks fit.
Yeah, I'm not sure he'll make it, to be honest.
McLean.
Holding Mark Murphy.
Gee, there's some whistles off the ball in this game.
That is another one off the ball, BT. Spot on. He's plucked that one out, and it's I think it's going to Mark Murphy.
Yeah, it is. That's his second free kick for holding off the ball. She didn't seem to be a lot in it, but
Last week, Carlton kicked 8-1 from this variety of shot. That is the set shot. Here he is directly in front. He'll have to kick it 48 metres. Good-looking ball from Murphy. Kicks the goal. Well done, the Blues.
Yeah, nice shot at goal there from Mark Murphy. He's got that natural arc when he comes in to kick, and he's being tagged by Reece Conker tonight. That's the second free kick he's given away off the ball, Reece Conker. He's going to have to realise that the umpires are watching Mark Murphy. He's the star of the competition. They want the star players having a free run at the football, and after 2 early free kicks, he's going to have to change his tactics a little bit there.
There's the tagging roll, and Reece Conker has been sent a pretty clear message. And hey, look, it's up to the players to adapt. Right, if the free kicks are there, the umpires have got to pay them. And a holding decision just can't hold on.
All right, so you're happy to see a whistle-prone game.
Not if the players don't give away free kicks. I won't be.
So just got to let some go, Das. Just let them play. Here's Ellis around the corner, out of bounds on the full-way. No, the obvious ones, but as long as you're consistent.
Well, let's have a look at this one. Reece Conker, he's got hold of Mark Murphy.
Oh, gee, exaggerated. Had a hand on him, didn't actually hang on to him. He was touching him, Das. Here's Deledio at ground level. Well, you've softened up. I'm telling you, you have softened up big time.
Well, we're going to see a lot of free kicks if they're going to pay those all night, let's be honest.
And, boys, it does play on your mind when you're doing a tagging job. If you get pulled up early on in the game a couple of times, you start worrying about exactly where you're putting your hands in your starting position because you're worried about the umpire. And another one off the ball to Mark Murphy again.
Lingy, you would have had 1,000 a week paid against you for that, though. There's not much in that.
Yeah, well, I'm well and truly on Reece Conker's side there, boys.
Sure. Well, he's got to adapt regardless, because Reece Conker now, free kicks against. Here's the latest one. Let's have a look.
Oh, he's got both holding each other, Das. Let it go.
That's outrageous.
That is absolutely outrageous. They are holding each other. Let them do that. Boundary throw in. Gee. Spoil the spectacle. Jackson. Edwards. As long as you're consistent both ways, we haven't got a problem.
Oh, Dean's in.
On the footy. Hey, you got the free kick, Carlton. Carlton free. Thank you. Hey, Jack.
Obviously, he doesn't know his name. McInnes. There, Margetts. Jamison. Gets a good look. Wants to punch it long. To the advantage of Scotland. To ground more. Here's Betts. Dangerous in this position. Can conjure things up from here. Big Ivan is there, though.
Well, they've got all their numbers inside defensive 50, just about the Tigers. And now what they need is some real gut run out of here, as the good teams do, but they're just not quite capable at the moment, so they've got to go slow here.
You see down the line there, Das. Heath Scotland's in behind the footy, and he is one of the best at doing that. You won't get around him.
Forced to man up there now and go one-on-one, Richo. Cochin, just through pure skill. Jackson realises that. Look at the multi-skilled Cochin. Here's Jakey King. just inside the square, as you can see. Morris gets into a position. No hold there, though, was there? Morris took the mark in the end, but I can tell you, or was it Moore?
No, it is Stevie Morris.
It is Morris.
Walk away. Steve.
What a brilliant effort again from Trent Cotchin. At some point in time, he will be the best midfielder in the game as Brett Ratton just throws his fist around in anger. Great effort from Morris, pushed hard. I thought he took the mark beautifully in the end under a fair bit of duress.
I think I said it was King kicking it in. It was Nahas there, and here is Morris as a result. Point the difference to get the Tigers back in front. And always right. Just that, I mean, I know the mark was paid in the end, but the hold was absolutely no different to the ones they've paid on the ball.
A real huddle happening here on this kick out, and you can see the Tigers have adapted pretty well, but long bomb from Jamison.
Kick into the middle. Hooley. D. Scrappy affair. Got bowled over. Casbolt. Now Murphy. Round the corner. Scotland. Got a hold of the mark. In fact, it was Collins on that occasion. Now Garland in and under.
Interesting free kick against being paid here, and the umpires are certainly getting involved at the start of this game. A quick play on, but that kick in of the long bomb down the middle, Richo, is back in vogue in football. It makes a fair bit of sense, doesn't it? Kick it 70 metres right up the middle, get your numbers there, and you're a fair chance to win it.
Well, it takes the opposition 2 kicks at least to kick a goal from there instead of a short one inside 50.
Moore, kick horrible. Morris has got a bit to do, but he's lying on his backside. I want to pick it up. Digan finds Collins. Collins right on 50. Players running with him, but decides to go to the pocket, and beautifully done by Betts.
Well, that was a great kick by Andy Collins. But that kick there from Kel Moore, you can't make mistakes exiting your back 50 like that. And Richmond made too many of those last week against North Melbourne, and such a crucial kick coming out of defence.
Betts, tough angle, looking at the drop punt here, surprisingly, but he's done a great job of it just across the face. Freddie Betts.
It's looked dangerous early, Eddie. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities, but every time it goes near him, he looks like something's going to happen.
Brandon Ellis even been given the kicking duties these days. I notice, even though he is regarded as one of the very best kicks and will be an elite kick if he's not already, they avoided that early in the year. Jackson on to King. King long and deep. Martin one out. He'd love this one-on-one situation with Joseph. Did well, Joseph. Martin butters up for a second on round the body. Great stuff. What a one-on-one player he is, Justin Martin.
Something to be said about getting your great players rotating forward, Richo, and that is what they're doing tonight. Cotchin's not coming off the ground, he's going forward, and Martin's taking a turn forward. BT's call was spot on. What a one-on-one player he is, and that's all they want. He actually went to ground, but he's still good enough to get up and kick a great goal. Yeah,
good recovery there, but then the ability to get up quickly, and had pressure on his leg there from Heath Scotland, but he's a quality finisher around goal. He's a quality young player, and involved early tonight, 2 goals, and Trent Cotchin one. You're spot on, Das. When your A-grade on-ballers can go forward and kick goals, it's just another string to your bow. Very, very dangerous.
Credit to Jack Riedewald here as we go back to centre bounce. He's actually read this really well, pushed Jamison up the ground and given those two some space.
Bell to Carazzo. Carazzo looks for something on the lead. Thornton was there, so was Collins. Collins been lively and was last week as well. G. Murphy almost threw it then. And he's been pinged.
I reckon Andy Collins had his best game of league footy last week and started off OK again tonight.
Yeah, he was really good, wasn't he?
Just really lively inside the forward 50 against the Dogs.
Love the game that Tuck's playing these days. Knows his limitations. Gives the handball. Long ball here. Cotchin again, and push under the ball there by Davies.
He's drawn a free kick because the crowd wanting that to be 50. The Carlton players have played on, and then they haven't given the footy back. So they're a little unlucky not to get 50. Bryce Gibbs has just walked over it.
Gave them the benefit of the doubt on the whistle. Since when have they given players the benefit of the doubt on 50-metre penalties?
Oh, I thought it was a cricket game there, the benefit of the doubt.
Gee. Cochin, a little bit too far out to score. Here comes Rewalt into the pocket. Got a good look at it. Need to mark in the hands rather than the chest. Get the hands out.
I think you'd be better off almost going to the top of the square there. Low percentage shot at goal from that pocket. And Richmond have been poor in front of goal this year.
Cruiser knocked down Carazzo, the clearer. A tangle of bodies, so Thornton got the free as a result. Go wide to Armfield. McLean, a little fumble at ground level. Murphy, Carazzo likewise. Now he's got to take on Rance. Did well Rance with a jumper and then the knock of the arm. Really well done. Some luck as well to go with it. Edwards hammers the ball inside. Cochin was being held. And it was barely a hold too, mind you.
This bloke is just 100% pure class. We've seen how good he is through the middle of the ground, but the ability to go forward and take a contested mark, that adds another string to his bow.
Wasn't looking at the ball, probably gave it away, didn't it? Cochin now comes in, lines up the goals, and he's a star this one. 2 to Cochin, 2 to Martin.
4 goals from their 2-gun midfielders is a dream start in the first quarter. Just, we're going to run out of superlatives tonight if he keeps playing the way he is, Trent Cochin. It's just a gun. Thumbs up. Yeah, put him up for sure because little pest wanders past.
Oh, we love it though. We love the pests in footy.
Not normally big on talking about umpiring across the night, and we will move on for it. But here's a little package of some of the ones that have been paid. There's one against Murphy to Murphy for a hold, another one against Conker for a hold. They certainly have got involved a little too strongly tonight, the umpires. They need a quarter time to reassess.
Bell does what he does best, and that is go long. Richmond, good body position here. Post was there. Was it out the boot of Betts? Let's wait and find out. I think it might be. Let's have a listen. This umpire just loves a bit of prime time, I think.
The goal umpire clearly said that it was a goal.
Let's have a look and see if it's off the boot of Eddie. It is there. Does anyone touch it in between? I don't think so. So I think you're right, Richo.
Goal umpire got it right.
And a good one to refer to, I think. Line ball. Eddie's claiming it all the way. Goal umpire in a good position. There's the kick. I think that's a goal, isn't it?
Looks to be.
Completed. Confirm goal.
So a goal there, although that last one looked a little dodgy. So we might just go back to this one here. It has been awarded a goal. There's the hand. And that's a goal. For me, I think the correct decision made.
Yeah, the goal umpire himself was very sure that it was a goal straight away. It was umpire Marquette who went the referral, no problems with that, to check it out. The goal stands. It's the score review system working pretty well there, I reckon.
I like the process of the goal umpire actually making the call before they go upstairs. It means that if there's any doubt or there's inconclusive, I'm pretty sure, I probably need to confirm this, but they then go with the goal umpire. Is that correct, boys?
That is spot on. And for those at home sitting that don't know, the time that it takes is purely dependent on the score review person up there and how many replays he wants. The network just keeps feeding him replays until he makes a decision. So the time elapsed has got nothing to do with the network, but it's about the person reviewing. Cochin inside 50. Here's King pushed out of the way. Here's the brute Martin. The inside out right foot banana. Don't tell me, Dustin. Wowee.
Lazy 5 goals now between Cochin and Martin. He wanders through packs as though he's playing in the Oz kick at half-time.
I've never seen a young player come into the game that's just ready-made physically with the body. He's been doing that since he was 18, Dustin Martin. And just breaks tackles very, very easily for such a young player.
Look at the wizardry skills here. Always, from the moment he collected it, knew it was going to be a banana. Points the ball perfectly towards goal. That is the point. Good connection. Good follow through. Goal, Martin. He's got 3 first quarter goals. Now the game's starting to hot up a bit. Goal for goal we go. Centre half forward, King.
King, Mark. Thanks, Chris.
Oh, he'd love that. The meat and the sandwich. Little Jakey King.
Play on.
Bounced up like it was a mozzie bite. From inside the centre square, long ball, Rewald at the back. Want to see Jack jump at the ball more, and Joseph in a bit of trouble.
And it's a double win there for little push-up King, because he saw Joseph and he thought chance to try and smash him and take the mark in one. He was really brave, Joseph. So was King. Great contest between two of the little pests in the game. Scotland just as effective on his left, as you can see, although this time Delidio's got it in a position to steal off Casbolt. Cracking in at the moment, the Tigers. Armfield trying to keep it alive. Have a look at what happened to Joseph. We saw him limping a moment ago, and you can see the collision here. Bit of a corky.
Gutsy play by Joseph, coming back with a flight. Knew that he was probably going to get hurt, but modern players do that 99 times out of 100 these days.
What about that? Cruiser to Carazzo out the back. They lost him at the end, but here's D through the middle. Nice chance, little Rewald. He can go the journey from here, and Jack will just want to feel good about himself here with a goal.
They're going to do something about Cochin. That's disposal number 12. He's kicked 2 goals. They don't get hold of Trent Cochin as they play on to Martin.
Martin now from beyond the arc goes for goal number 4 of the quarter. There's a free being paid here. Which way this time?
In the back against McGuan.
Geez, giving away a few early, McGuan.
That's a surprising choice from Jack Rewalt for me. I had the range for mine. Understand Martin's hot, but go back. You're the full forward. That's your job. Go back and launch that one home.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, a little bit too unselfish.
He's got the 50 covered, Jack Rewalt, Richo, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he would have had the distance from there for sure.
Now Scotland takes a turn on Trent Cochin. They've already churned through a couple of opponents. I've got to restrict his influence.
Centre wing. Post. Just possessed there. Now Jake King. Yaron goes at him and drives him into the ground. Jake will get a free there.
Well,
Jake King landed in his back. Thanks, Chris. Time back on.
gee, I haven't seen this many free kicks paid in a quarter of footy for a while.
How many we paid so far,
Free
Richo?
kick, Carlton.
Against the runner.
Interference by the runner.
Yep, interference by the runner there. He ran
Chris
through.
Huron, free kick. Richmond runner. Interfering with play. Time back on.
We heard the call from the umpire. Fair enough. Opportunity here for Thornton. Gets a look from 45. And they needed that, the Blues. Good stuff. With just a half a minute remaining in the quarter.
If I was that runner, I'd just keep running straight through the stands, jump in your car and go home, because Damien Hardwick will want to kill you after that. And I'm not taking it too far, but they've got all the momentum. They've had a great start to the quarter, and they get a free kick paid against because the runner's in the wrong spot on the ground. That is just unforgivable.
Jake King didn't help him a lot. It was going to be turned over anyway with the kick, but
still one of the bizarre things in our game. People that come and watch our sport for the first time, the first thing they are, who are the people in orange? What are they doing? Why do you have people run messages out to... We accept it as part of the game. There's 2 runners. The coaches would go berserk without it, but why are they out there so often? I still think it's a strange thing.
Now, Marriage has been sent off with the blood rule here. So he slows down and says McGuan's going to come in to the middle and replace him in the ruck here, which is going to be a lightweight versus a heavyweight.
he's got engaged this week, the big fella, Biggie Varn.
Yeah. So he'll come off, get that fixed up.
All right, straight back.
And they go small in the middle for this one. So they'll have to adjust. Cruiser wins it comfortably, and in the bottom was Curnow, I think, got first use of it. Now Armfield keeps the ball in front, did well. Conker, handball smothered. Betts still battling Conker. Edwards' slide of the hand was great. Jackson now goes forward. Rewalt gives away the free. So Bryce Gibbs to Dygan.
Hold there, play on.
Siren sounds, entertaining quarter of football. 9 goals collectively kicked by both sides. All of the stars are involved. Those two there have been fantastic. So at quarter time, Richmond lead 5-2-32 to the Blues 4-2-26.
Positive start. Matty Cruiser looks like he's not a good look, is it? Maybe got a little broken nose there. Doesn't look great.
Have a look at that. Not fantastic, but anyway, he'll deal with it. Murphy got an injury to Joseph. Going to go down to Doc when we get an opportunity here as well. Here he is, Joseph, with the left thigh, hamstring strap, whatever it is. We'll find out in a moment. Curnow, Yaron, the give and go. He can penetrate with his running. Gibbs gets a really good look as well. Kick not to the advantage of Casbolt on that time. Now Rance has to be tidy. Put his head down to charge through. Still got to tackle correctly. Let's get down to Doc Larkins. Doc.
Yeah, the strapping's for a heavy cork with Aaron Joseph. He will be sore, Brian, so I'll be interested to see whether he can run out more than the next half an hour, but he's back out there.
And that'll get tighter as the game goes on.
Well, it'll bleed up as he gets hotter and runs around, but often players get through, Brian.
Okay, here's Cruiser. Handball straight to the Tigers skipper, wearing the famous 17, as all skippers do down there. Now, kick around the corner wasn't great. Scotland wants to move it quickly once again. Didn't really look deep to the numbers there, and I thought Post probably could have marked. Morris helped it through as well.
Yeah, I always reckon if you can jump up and get 2 fists on the ball, you can get your 2 hands on it and mark it. But
yep.
I mean, it's a high ball and it's a pressure situation, but he probably should still mark that.
Kelmore will go wide and look for Conker, one-on-one with Murphy.
So I want to have a chat, BT, about Alex Rance. I love him as a player. Here's his last 2 kicks now. He's got to know his limitations. That should have been 50 metres further down the line, and then he wouldn't have to defend the second one. And again, he tries to bite off too much. He's tough, he's competitive, he plays one-on-one, but he's not a great kick. So don't try and kick a 50-50 ball short that's going to come back and end up being a goal straight over your head. He's just got to get an understanding of what he can and can't do.
Cruiser. Look at the bottom, Murphy with the important outside handball. Everyone went without it.
I don't think it did.
Off the knee, above the knee. So that'll be a throw-in.
No loose players back for either team tonight. It's a real one-on-one contest at this stage all over the ground.
Ivan got the strength to go with Cruiser, that is for sure. Cochin caught in a little chicken wing tackle there by Carazzo. Murphy was looking for the 3-0 on offer. Curnow around the corner. Tui down towards the punt road, attacking 50. Coming out to meet the ball solidly, Casbolt. Thornton went to handball, couldn't make connection. This man here has been fasting all day today. Hasn't had a drink of water or a spot of food. As part of Ramadan and the Muslim faith. Back inside, finds Greg. Greg down the middle says, come on, boys, get on the bike. Long kick, one-on-one again. Boy, how often have they got that? Free kick to Lidio.
Hey, this is working beautifully. They really have. As we see a free kick go the way of Delidio, they're getting Jack Revolt, Richo, up the ground, and they're getting their best 3 on ballers. Delidio, Cochin and Dustin Martin one-on-one deep, and they're doing the job, the gun mids.
Well, they get the one-on-ones because Rewalt...
There's the little chicken wing, Richo.
Yeah.
And Cochin handled it magnificently, didn't he? How does he get boot to ball from that? That's a remarkable effort. Now Delidio comes in and drags it to the left.
Do you think they've structured up that way, Richo? Do you reckon they are specifically trying to get these guys one-on-one, or is that just the way it's unfolded?
I think they're definitely rolling one of the midfielders through the deepest forward position, and Rewalt's been leading up through 50 a lot more early in this game.
Jamison straight down the middle, going really early was Casbolt. Murphy now out to Thornton. Rance was there as well. Brandon Ellis with a really aggressive tackle there. A hard-hitting tackle it was.
Really trying to work over that man, Trent Cotchin, after 12 disposals in the first quarter. You know what I like about it, Joe, is it's totally unpredictable. Carlton would have done all their homework on. They'll funnel it through Jack Revolt, and they haven't got it so far in the game.
Play on, no mark, play on.
No mark. Not sure why. Didn't hear the touch-off boot call. Let's listen.
I thought it was a bump ball.
He thought it was a bump ball.
Steve, I thought
Gee,
it was a
that
bump
was...
ball. No, I thought it was a bump ball, mate.
Gee, I thought he...
And Steve gets up and shakes his head and says, you might have thought it was, but I'm telling you, I marked it.
Yeah, it was an early call, though. He gave the players a chance, I must admit. Collins in there. Bell, did he have it? Bashahuli, by the way, 19 free kicks issued in the first quarter. The average per game is 38. There were 19 in the first quarter. Grigg. Nahas. Bell went hard at it and knocked the ball free.
Well, Matty Cruiser comes back into the team tonight, and this is a terrific hit out, Darsh. You would have been proud of this one. Got rid of Marrick, and that big long hit out to Karat, so that's a great clearance.
It's good understanding, isn't it? Good strength too from Cruiser.
Cruiser trying to get it to one of his team every time. McLean, little 30-metre gamer there. Brandon Ellis perhaps could have gone a little more ferociously at that one, but no damage done as ball dribbles out the back. Tuck. Fast hands. Martin put King under pressure. Ducking the tackle. Did well to get rid of it in the end. There's Ellis, this time good. Rance. A bit of luck here. Good bounce for Grigg. Drawing handball. Tigers out of the loop here. Jackson in the middle, trying to bite off a little too much. If you're not capable of that kick, don't do it. Delidio handball was superb. Bashahuli was great. Gee, did Thornton know he was a left footer then? I don't think so. As Rewald gets it. Surely Thornton knew he was going to go that way.
The man who kicked that ball in there, Bashahuli, absolutely fascinating listening to him speak in the pre-game, in the warm-up, about the fact that he's fasted all day today, no hydration, anything like that, coming into play an AFL game of footy, which we know how hard that is, and to be able to play at such a quality level, it's very impressive.
Yet to play in a win against the Blues, this man, Jack Rewald.
In 8 outings.
Unbelievable. 48 metres out, not great momentum. Post. So he's on target. That's a good effort from there.
Getting back to your call before about did he not understand Thornton and Hulu was a left footer? I'm amazed by how many modern players consistently go to the wrong side with left footers. Saw it a lot last night with Hawthorn playing. They've got a lot of left footers in. Players still don't do their homework and they get it wrong all the time.
Yeah, that was a bad one. Exposed in the middle. Opportunity Casbolt. Here's Brock McLean, who's had a resurgence in the last 7 or 8 weeks. He's played very good. Done his job week in, week out, Thornton. There is...
Well, he's up to 12 disposals, Brock McLean. 9 contested possessions. That is a huge rate in the contested area for him. Going at 75 too, and he's sometimes been criticised for his disposal.
Great tap by Marriage there to start this off. Delidio back into some traffic, but a pile of Tigers behind the ball. Grigg was in trouble, stolen by Garlett, looking for the little give and go. Carazzo said, no, I'm going to go this way. Eventually he'll get a look, but Martin will wake up to it and went with him.
Have a look at the other end of the ground. There's Trent Cotchin. He's got the whole 50 one-on-one, and his opponent, Marcus Davies, will be very, very nervous with that quality and that amount of space Jack Revolt has been talking about, really pushing high up the ground.
Tuck, great clearance player. This one's going to be over the line, out of bounds. The bright boots of Nahas there. They're hard to miss.
He's been in form, Robin Nahas, last 3 or 4 weeks, but only had the 1 disposal so far tonight.
Over the back, Marriage again. I'm not sure whether that was deliberate. Martin took him on and rightly penalised there.
That was smart by Brock McLean. I thought he was going to take the advantage, but it wasn't there, and he held it up.
Gibbs, searching kick. Thornton got to present up. Need to be stronger with the hands and that. Grigg out the back door. Little gimme kick around the corner, and Tigers get let off the hook there. Jackson finds D. Brandon Ellis. Morris can go wider to the skipper, went a bit wider than that to Basher, but he hung it up in the air. Gave Eddie a chance, and he doesn't need too many chances. Tui back inside. The run of Yaron is there, but he was always under McGuan pressure. Now Bashahuli. Bit of a handball in hope there. King did well. McLean upended. High fend off against McLean. And Jakey King, the tackle and a little bit of a back slam to go with it. And the forearm across the neck just to let him know. Rewalt the target. Shit. Unbelievable. Another one.
Jamison, I'm not sure he's happy with it.
So Rewalt looked like he was impeded in his jump. You can see the arm hold there, but Rewalt's happy for that arm hold. Sometimes the forward is actually doing as much holding, but happy to make it look like he's being held.
The forward initiates the contact most of the time.
Not a lot in that.
Rewalt, tough angle.
He called it in his first set shot, BT. Doesn't seem to have his normal momentum through
Just
the ball.
when he gets to the ball, he's stopping Richo. So he might as well not have the run up. He effectively might as well just kick it off 1 or 2 steps. Scotland really wide. Newman working hard here on Curnow. Murphy and Cochin go at it, so Richmond retain it in their forward end.
A lot of work has been put into Chris Newman by the defensive tagging role of Dennis Arnfield. Newman's only had the footy twice so far in the game.
Look at those 2 balls there. McLean and Martin bumping and probing and prodding each other.
Just keep an eye on Trent Cotchin around this stoppage. You can see there's a lot of push and shove going on, but there he is. He always gets momentum. See him on the move. Even though he's being tagged, he's never stationary. He keeps moving through the contest. And Cameron Link, one of the best taggers of all time, will tell you that that is not what you want when you're trying to stop someone.
Morris had to go, and he did go, and he had a win, but Scotland with the smother that was equally as important. Yaron to Betts. Betts can go back to Yaron. He elected the kick forward. It's got to be good. Collins offhand. Opportunity here for Casbolt. Gave it inside, and the Tigers able to repel. Jakey King, oh gee, bounced off the muscle on his chest. Almost exploded the ball. And now Davies to Armfield. Recovers, straightens, goes for the punt road goal.
His pecs are just too big, push-ups. I think that's the only reason that ricocheted back. I'm a big fan of that man there, Dennis Arnfield. You don't hear too many young people being called Dennis for a start, so that endears him to me right off the top. But he does a very good role week in, week out. He's getting the job done tonight.
Yeah, a great second effort in forward 50. Competed in the marking contest with Chris Newman. Got it back at ground level.
There's Jakey King, such big sort of Bristol area that it just bounced off.
The pecs are too big.
Just pushed the ball back.
It's just the only way to explain it. I like Dennis Arnfield.
Well, they're like
a very
stone.
disciplined player.
It's like bouncing off concrete, that.
Scotland. Good clearance here for the Blues. Moore trying to work Yaron over. Crowd wanted a free. Armfield's got one here. Too high against Deledio. Good call. Nothing. So he goes deep. Looking for an opportunity here once again with Casbolt.
Yeah, well done by Casbolt. Chris Newman just looked for the body then, and Casbolt knew he was going to come back and look for the body. He just stepped aside and came around the front and took the mark. Just read it a lot better in the air.
Tough kick this. Used the Dukes nicely there. Look at that vice-like grip on the ball. And this is the left post. Every time fading it back to the right.
It's Jaden Post, sorry, not Chris Newman.
And he comes, stuck it too far out to the left and made a real mess of it.
Chris Judd told us last week he actually was a centre-half forward. Casbolt actually played most of his footy there. Had to ruck last week because Crusoe wasn't playing.
Picked up one of the modern-day names, Levi.
Not one you hear all the time, is it, Levi? Casbolt's a bit of a rock star name.
And Mickey Turner, the former great from Geelong, has got a Levi and his family. Here's Carazzo. He'll get another look here. Now it's gone through the goals, so it should come back. It went through the goals.
Andrew would like to take the behind or the free kick. Free kick back here, thank you.
So there you go. Has the choice. Would you like to take the behind or the free kick? And I know which one Andrew is taking.
Who would ever take the behind?
Well, if you've won the game with it, you take it.
I reckon you still have a shot at goal.
Oh, Richo.
Roll the dice, BT.
Andrew Carazzo has kicked a goal, a match in the last 2 games, and here he is lining up from 40 metres. Grip on the yellow Sharon. 28 years of age, coming back from that injury this year, and in he comes on the way. Just bent it magnificently. The Blues are back in front.
th game for Andrew Carazzo. He was putting together a sensational year before he had his shoulder broken, tackle in the game against Essendon a few weeks back now. But his return and his immediate form has been sensational.
Well, putting together a good quarter here, the Carlton Football Club, and it's starting in here. 7 clearances to 1 this quarter. Andrew Carazzo and Brock McLean with 2 each. Killing the Tigers around the contest at the moment.
4 of the last 5 goals, the Blues. Martin's got one here. Kicked both goals in this quarter. Have Carlton. Martin goes long and deep. Jack got a good jump at it. Offhands Nahas and King, but Collins the clearer. Great poise, needed to hit that Yarran target though.
Didn't take the mark there, Jack, but we've spoken about it a lot. In fact, Mick Moldhouse also pointed out in our pre-show that is his go, isn't he? He looks so much more dangerous with a run and a leap at the footy rather than the stand and wrestle.
Gee, see, that's slinged by the boundary umpire. He's got an unusual action. He slings it out the side. Have a look at this. We're going to get another opportunity. Normally they throw it over the top of their heads. No, different boundary umpire this time, so he'll revert back to the normal action.
Pretty sloppy quarter from both teams. Neither team can just hang on to the football at the moment. Only 2 marks for Carlton and 5 for Richmond for the quarter. That just means the disposal efficiency is really poor.
Creek from the King handball. Rewalt and Jamison go at it. Hawley went without it. Collins went and got it, but the tackle by Edwards stuck.
Thank you.
Richo, you mentioned that Carlton started getting on top in the middle of the ground. Well, Trent Cotchin's only had the 1 possession this quarter. Carlton have been able to hold him and bring him back in check, which has allowed them to get on top through the middle of the ground and give their forwards first use.
Well, there it is, 57% apiece. That's pretty poor football from both teams.
Jackson got to be careful here. Nahas caught one high. And Nahas will get an opportunity. Have a look. Yeah, that's a fair call.
These guys, 5 metres.
Certainly caught one high, but he made the most of it too, little Robbie Nahas, the little big man.
Well, he needs to get into the game, Rob. He can't find the football at all so far, only the 1 disposal.
20 gone.
This will be his second kick.
Directly in front, 30 metres out. Robin Nahas. City end to put the Tigers back in front. Misses left.
That's disappointing, isn't it? When you're in the side as a genuine small forward goal kicker. To miss one that you should kick
150. Yep, thanks.
99 times out of 100.
Well, they've been poor in front of goal all year, Das. It was talked about during the week. It was practiced a lot at training, but they've missed some set shots tonight. Jack Rewalt's missed 2 and Nahas misses that one.
Cruiser to Thornton. Ellis tied him up magnificently. Garland, if he just could have kept his feet then. Moore with a good tackle, and we'll have another ball up, this time at the Carlton end. So a chance for them to exert some pressure at their end. Marriage knocks it to the boundary line. Garland centering ball. Thornton and Rance go at it. And that's a push against Thornton.
And I'm loving this, boys. I mentioned that it was Trent Cotchin's been fairly quiet this quarter. It's big Tommy Bell who's doing the job on him at the moment. He's got the matchup. That's a big ask in his second game of footy with Cotchin being on fire, but he's done a terrific job so far.
Yeah, he certainly has, Lee, hasn't he? 12 disposals, Cotchin in the first quarter. He's just had the one in the second term.
Funny little kick to Matty D. Here he is, man with muscles on muscles. Conker, Brandon Ellis ran into the tackle, had the awareness to get rid of it. Now Jakey King's going to be the kicker. He just goes the spiral, and guess what? Jamison.
Dusty, hold. Play on, Bryce.
Gibbs.
Play on. Yours.
Short to Joseph.
He's not on there. Yep.
Well, he's the player you want to have the ball in back 50 delivering it. Bryce Gibbs doesn't make many mistakes there.
Good kick to Armfield.
Play on.
Armfield wanting to move the ball, Gibbs, and now Scotland. Scotland, the overlap, is being forced wide there by Conker. Had to retreat and come back and just regain their composure here, the Blues. Curnow.
They've been able to get a little bit of control of the footy here with a string of marks, and still only 16 marks for the whole quarter between both teams, and it just shows that neither team can really get control of this game.
Murphy deliberately sticking that ball in the air for McLean then, with the Bashahuli matchup.
He's really saving his career, Brock McLean. There's no doubt he was given an opportunity. It would have been all over for him, I think, at the end of this year if he hadn't grasped it with both hands. He's had a really consistent 6 weeks.
Scotland, where are the Flyers? Casbolt is deep. Marriage in front. Eddie. Can he avoid the Rance tackle? Little kick, centering ball. Jakey King. And off the post. She's dangerous bets from any position. 4.5 to half time. And have a look at this. How do you get 2 Richmond players with that much space? Unbelievable. Now Grigg. Nice little ball to Deledio. Deledio thinking of going boundary.
Jamison is the only one back, BT. Can't kick it long.
So he finds Cotchin on the little presenter.
See Jamison on the right of your screen there, just on his own.
Cotchin waiting for something to transpire. In the end, just kicks it long and deep. High ball, top of the square. Piece of it there, Davies. He's been paid rather dubious mark, but nevertheless.
It's actually really interesting. You know, we sit in the best seat in the house just about here. Just how stagnant this ground is at the moment.
Yeah.
You pointed out with Richo, with Jamison there, there was no movement. Cotchin hung onto the footy looking for a lead. He didn't get one. He had no choice but to kick it long and high to a contest.
Carazzo, great awareness, kept the arms free, even though tackled. That's great poise to do that. Basher. Around without it now. Morris has got to feed it out the back, and now they're under some enormous Carlton pressure here.
I reckon the best way as umpire comes in, crowd getting involved, and it's a good crowd tonight as Brock McLean picks himself up. Have a look at that effort from Brock. Did pretty well. There's a lot of inexperienced players, Richard, that haven't got the tank yet to run hard for a full game of AFL football, and there's a lot of players coming back from injuries as well. I just don't think the running capacity's there.
What a great win that was from Cotchin. Morris finds Jackson. Jackson hurt himself there. And that mark, a little limpy. Now King. McGuan presents, but wasn't committed to the lead there.
Look how stagnant again, BT. It's a great shot of it. There's no one moving at all.
So McGuan just doubles back, and in the end, left for Martin, who tries to make it happen. Now Bryce Gibbs got to push this through. I reckon Edward just kicked it out of his hands. This is going to be a review. Same men, same umpires. I reckon that's right. I reckon he probably kicked it out of his hands.
Division underway.
Boy, does he like a bit of exposure. Dean Marr gets the umpire. Looks clean, a little inconclusive, I guess, but you can see Bryce Gibbs turned his body sideways, socket out of the hand by Edwards. Great thinking. Gibbs claims the touch.
If it's inconclusive, it goes back to the goal umpire's decision. Is that right, BT?
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
That looks pretty conclusive, that angle.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Goal umpire thought it was a goal.
Now, the replays are being rolled here at the discretion of the score review operator. And I think that's probably a goal.
Yeah, we're still going.
So they're still rolling replays. He wants to keep looking here. And is that finger pushed back there? That's hard to say from that angle.
Review completed. The ball was touched, confirmed behind.
Wow, that decision. I mean, what you're seeing at home are the same pictures that the review system is seeing now. I thought that was completely inconclusive. How do you draw that conclusion?
I've nearly fallen off my chair over that. I can't believe that. That took a minute and a half. Now, there's a chance his fingers were bent back, but how can you conclusively say that was the case? You've got to go to the goal umpire who's a metre away. That is a staggering decision.
That is unbelievable. King got pushed under the ball. Jackson hots up. McGuan tried to bust the tackle. You get the feeling they're a little mad over that, the Tigers. Eddie, Mark, peels off handball. Scotland, Blues have got Garland out down the punt road end. 2 minutes left in the half. Garland can go to McLean, or he can go inside. Couldn't get it, Casbolt. Now Thornton, pursued by Alice. Morris, Betts, off the ground. Soccer, goal.
Well, there you go, BT. Down the
Sock it out of the hands as well.
Well, down one end of the ground, we're still sort of wondering what happened there, and as always happens, goes straight down the other end. A 2-goal potential turnaround there, and Richmond supporters will not be happy with that.
Jeez, this is a big story. You just can't believe it.
Well, this is the one at the other end. Now, the score review umpires made a decision from that angle that it was touched. Now, if you at home can make that decision, I can't.
It's pretty inconclusive. I think we probably agree on that.
There's a chance that his finger was bent back, but it's only a chance. How do you overrule the goal umpire less than a metre away who said, I think it's a goal? It was only umpire Mark Getz who insisted on the review. It's gone down the other end. 2-goal turnaround.
Carlton by 9. Kick 4 in a row. They're going to go again. The handball was a little ferocious for Curnow. Tidied up by Murphy. Back in the middle. Here's an opportunity for Casbolt. Good kick, Jeffy. Oh, he spent it before he had it. Now Scotland. He's a good user by foot. He winds up. He's a big kick from 50 out. He's offline. A minute and a quarter left in the half.
Well, the Tigers need to compose themselves here, Richo. They had a really good start to the game. They got 5 goals in the first quarter out of Cochin and Dustin Martin. They had their real forward structure working well. But the second quarter, it's Carlton, that controversial one. They've got to put it behind them with a minute to go, because it's season on the line stuff here for both teams.
10-point margin. Dustin Martin just come off the bench and said to his players, settle it down. He understands the time, and they certainly don't want to concede, because 10 points is no damage done.
Only had 1 goalless quarter in 2012, Richmond. That was in round 7 versus Sydney. And in 38 seconds, this is looking like being their second.
Kick 5 behinds in this quarter. Dygan along the ground to Curnow. Ducked his head. You heard the umpire. That one was a bit high, though. Good call.
This is where Richmond have got to hold strong. They can't afford to concede another goal. You go into half-time break 10 points down. It's well and truly gettable, but you don't want to concede another one.
Needs to be a professional finish, doesn't it, Lingy?
Absolutely. Free kick, that should do it, you'd hope.
Now, neither player in either team knew what that was for then. Gives you an idea of a decision that perhaps didn't need to be made. Well, a half of football that was littered with controversy, lots of free kicks, lots of score review opportunities, and 2 good teams fighting for survival this year. Carlton by 10 points here at the moment. They lead at half-time, 7-5-47 to Richmond, 5-7-37. along with Matty Cruiser. Dean Margette electing to throw the ball up. Been a lot of rain in Melbourne today. Been none during the game here. Been very good conditions. Edwards. Long ball to McGuan. McInnes did well to make sure he didn't get loose.
Bryce Gibbs starting inside the Blues defensive 50. He's an important player in this second half. 12 touches at half-time.
Tuck, great hands. Martin had the kick smothered. There is Grigg.
It was interesting to have a chat to the CEO of Richmond, Benny Gale, at half-time. We asked him about Travis Cloke being on the open market. They've been on record as saying they're duty-bound to have a look at going forward. It is a real missing link for a lot of sides, but Jack Revolt will just be so enhanced by having another key option down there. They're trying Luke McGuan. They need Tyrone Vickery back in the side as well, but
all the focus just goes to Jack, doesn't it? You know, you need someone else to
it just
take
becomes
a
a
bit
bit
of the pressure.
predictable, BT.
Yeah.
They've tried to set up differently tonight with their mids, Delidio, Martin and Cochin down there, but it's a big ask to get that set up every week.
Yeah. Well, Vickery last year kicked over 30 goals, and they really expected him to go.
Edwards from the boundary line, hit the back of the goal post.
Really
good effort.
Yeah, they expected Tyrone Vickery to take another step this year, but injuries cut down his early part of the season. He's had the shoulder operation and won't be seen again this year. They obviously need him back next year, not just in the forward line, but to relieve Marriage in the ruck.
Gibbs from fullback, deliberate in his intentions here to Armfield. Morris with the fist at the back. Nahas trying to work Joseph over. And they take him over the boundary.
Richo, you mentioned Marriage. He's been absolutely fantastic this year, but it is a huge load to carry. The only ruckman do it all game, every game. They need that support, don't they? They need that second ruckman, like a Jared Ruffhead from Hawthorn, who can come in and play 30 or 40 minutes in the ruck and give him something up forward.
I guess that's the job of Ty Vickery when he's available, isn't it? Perfect for that pinch hit in the ruck, but basically the permanent forward. Hooley to Delidio. Tuck tackle was good. Tuck. Rewalt gets a run and a jump at it. Great spoil by Jamison. McLean taken in the Basher Hooley tackle.
Yeah, Lingy's spot on. You need a competent second ruckman who can take at least probably 20% of game time in the ruck. And
well, Hawthorn have got that down pat, haven't they, with Ruffhead doing that 20%.
They've got the best combination going at the moment with Ruffhead.
Bailey, of course, did the job last night, but it has been Hale and probably will be.
And then, of course, the Eagles are the benchmark. They've got two genuine #1 ruckmen who can dominate games. Dean Cox plays so well up forward as well.
Going on there, Dustin Martin and Gibbs trying to get Martin one out in the goal square here.
These sort of touches early in the game were paid free kicks.
Bit of responding going on Twitter, Das, about that touch decision. Most people think that Gibbs's finger was bent back and he did touch the ball.
Delidio had the ball smothered off. Curnow.
And I think there's a good chance that was the case, but the understanding that we've all got of the review system is that it has to be 100% conclusive. And look, his finger did bend back, but that's what happens when you're in the motion of doing it. How can you 100% guarantee that that touched the football? I'm not sure how you can do that. I don't think you then go back to the goal umpire a metre away. What did he think?
Quick kick out of the pack from Martin. Got a good bounce. Gibbs got a finger on it. Gee, it bent back towards the goal too on the bounce, didn't it? Gibbs and Murphy combine here from fullback, and now McLean.
That's what he's been better at in the last 5 or 6 weeks. He's run and spread. He ran 50 metres to provide that option then, Brock McLean. He's had a terrific period in this last part of the season.
Thornton the target there, no win. Tuck able to kick the ball long inside 50, a little wide for the liking of McGuan. Edwards, fast hands, Rewalt, one along the ground. Scotland there, but he'll be under Richmond pressure about now. Along the boundary line, did really well, Heath Scotland. Grigg to Nahas. Edwards shoveling out the handball. Carlton player down behind play as well. The snap around, and it's there. Tigers certainly needed that.
Thornton picking himself up off the ground. It was a big body spoil from Alex Rance, and Jack Revolt's the other story. We'll get to the dock very shortly and find out if there's something serious happening there.
I think he did have that ankle. I'm not sure if it's the same one, but it's limping like it may be a bit of an ankle or something. Well, that's the first injury to Brett Thornton. A big spoil from Alex Rance over the top, and then Jack Revolt was injured in that passage of play as well and has gone down into the rooms. Doc will be all over it.
Out of the middle tuck. Long ball inside 50. Davies and Delidio go at it. Murphy just hammers it to the wing, and Dygan elevates to mark.
A poor kick there from Nick Dygan. Aaron had the break and just went for too much. A bad turnover.
6 inside 50s to nil, 6 clearances to nil this quarter. So maybe Damien Hardwick's ear. Words are ringing in the Richmond players' ears at the moment. They need to convert on the scoreboard, though.
Just the one goal from it to this stage, Richo. Having played 6.5 minutes of this third quarter. Cruiser thought about the knock-on. And in the end, the handball to Curnow was effective as well. Davies at ground level. Cruiser just went and got it, jammed it on the boot, kicked it out of bounds in the full.
There's Jack Revolt, who came off. He went straight down the rooms. We're just taking a little look, and right, yeah, the right ankle. He grabbed in some pain straight away. He went down. He's back up already.
So Doc Larkins, don't know whether you can hear us down there. What do you make of Jack Revolt?
I thought he more grabbed it at the Achilles the way he strained it on the way through there, Brian. It's the same ankle round 11, so it was the right side, but they didn't actually take the boot off. He's sitting down just waiting to get back on, so wait and see how he moves.
Chris Newman's having a spell as well. They've really taken his influence out of the game tonight.
Here's another one of these holds. I think they've plucked out of a stoppage, Dars.
Yeah, they've been red hot on these all night tonight. And Mark Murphy, the receiver of a few early, but Cochin gets one back. Armfield's the man who's taken Chris Newman out of the game. Only 3 possessions.
Delidio, 60 metres out. All into Moore in the end. Well, probably wouldn't have been a great option even if he could have marked it.
Here's the Cochin free kick. Carazzo. She's there. Very, very delicate free kicks, those ones, aren't they? I mean, I love protecting the gun players in the game, but
hasn't been a lot in a lot of them, though. There wasn't much in that one either. I think they had a case there. Looked to come off the boot of Kelmore.
Murphy. 2-on-1 in the middle. Morris dropped the mark he really had earned. Bashahuli somehow got booted the ball, but Carazzo the beneficiary of it. Now McLean sees something wide. Good-looking ball. Got to go. The Tigers posted brilliantly.
Thanks, Nick. Ready.
Kick to Ellis is not great. Now he has to be perfect. That handball did not have enough depth in it. Garlett trying to take it away to Scotland. Scotland comes back on the left. That'll bend back, bend back, bend back. Not enough.
Well, that kick across the ground, you just have to hit your target there. Just put Brandon Ellis under pressure. Post, he did the right thing, came off Eddie Betts, but it was the kick across the ground. You have to hit those targets. It just puts you under enormous pressure.
Hasn't reached any great heights, this one, BT. We've got a game on our hands, 3 points, super important. It's season on the line stuff, but it's been a flat environment here, this one, for an important game. Lots and lots of really basic errors.
Betts. Jackson did likewise, as the umpire pointed out. Somehow the ball flicked out the back. Martin could have had a case for a highish one, but umpire elects to let it go this time. On to McLean. Careful with the kick. Casbolt. One hand on it. The recovery. Did well, Morris. Should have earned a free. Carlton players collide as well, and Morris has done his shoulder. See him in the background there holding the left shoulder.
That's as brave as it comes at ground level.
And he's in a bit of bother. Got some history, says to a teammate, you're going to have to go. And gee, that's great effort, unrewarded.
Amazing.
Off hands, Ellis to Conker. Conker to Rewalt. Rewalt further to Conker. The run-on was good, needs a good sit, got a friendly bounce. Where does he go now? Handball to Alice, forced on his non-preferred left side. Nahas in the front position, over the back to Lidio. Picked up, Nahas, need one from him, got it.
Go back and get around Stephen Morris, because he turned that footy over with one of the most courageous acts that we've seen tonight. Brilliant effort. I never thought it sort of acts that win your football games. Real courage. And they've got a little bit of momentum back in this game now, the Tigers.
Tigers by 3 points. Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Morris sitting on the bench, Brian. He's just had a quick word to the doc about the left shoulder. Got a bit of pain between the shoulder and the neck, so I think it's more like the AC area. No treatment required. They're just going to see whether they need to re-strap him, some pain relief only, I reckon.
Stinger, Doc.
Stinger probably, yes.
Now the Blues. Curnow to Garlett. Out of bounds, I thought, almost there. Kept alive, said the umpire, as now Bashahuli has had the kick under pressure around the corner. Carazzo. Back in board. Thornton juggling attempt. Got it. Now can he kick the journey?
I think he can. That just got a mismatch there. Brent Thornton, too tall for Trent Cotchin, took a nice contested mark. I think he'll be able to get the journey. He's just on 50. Good decision from Carazzo. He came back inboard. He could have blazed away down the line, but came indoors and found Thornton.
Now big Ivan Maric behind the play. You can't see this, but he's called for the doctor to come out as well. Off the ball as Thornton lines up. So Thornton now with a kick some 50 metres out on the way. Got the journey. Now it's down to accuracy offline.
BT, you mentioned the doc got called out for big Ivan. It was just a bit of patchwork on the knee. He's got a bit of bleeding from the knee. The one he got sent off for on the blood rule in the second quarter. Doesn't want to get sent off again.
Newman plays on. Rewalt the target. Gee, got to hang on to that. Tui. Nice ball to Armfield.
He's been very important tonight. We've spoken about it a bit. Tagging role as a forward on Chris Newman. Newman, no influence, and Dennis has been good.
Good to hit up at the football, though. Make Chris Newman accountable.
Good punch by Maguire. The only thing it didn't find were the goal or behind line.
Not a name you associate with a young man these days, Dennis, is it? There's not too many young Dennises around.
Like Harold, Dennis.
Going out of fashion. He's lost his boot too, Dennis.
Not a great nighttime operator either, I've heard. Opportunity now ground level for McLean. Bowell bullocks his way through. D was in there, couldn't get a clear hand on it. McLean keeps it alive, goes for the little right foot banana. I think he might have threaded it. Rant says, score review, he reckons he's touched it.
The boundary umpires jumped in here, boys.
Pushing players out of the way now so we can see him.
But we're looking for the confirm of the touch.
Oh boy, here's an operator.
Our third one tonight.
What's your 100% or you are? Can you add?
Now,
You're 100% sure?
the black coat of the gentleman in the back with the black glove doesn't allow us to see clearly from there, and that's relatively inconclusive.
You can't, from both of those, you cannot say that that's touched.
The boundary umpire was absolutely certain, though. He reacted straight away and called it touch as soon as that came off the boot. So it'd be interesting to see if they use his opinion.
Vision inconclusive, umpire's call.
Okay. Inconclusive. exclusive. We're going to go with the boundary umpire score of 100% touch. All clear.
Okay, that's interesting, isn't it?
I'm not sure now at the goal umpire.
So the boundary umpire was 100%. He was half a foot away. I think they've got that one right, but I can't see how they were conclusive on the first one.
Rewalt in the middle. Kick is good. Great grab taken by McGuan. Now, he's certainly within range here, Luke McGuan.
Around 1 metre, please. Thank you.
Directly in front. Here's McGuan.
Have a look at the boundary umpire here, boys. He was really close. A metre away, you can see him looking. He said touched straight away, and they went with that.
And Rance claimed it straight away as well. Pretty genuine in the efforts, I reckon. Here is McGuan from right on 50. Great kick. Straight through the middle, down the other end. Richmond goal.
Not a noted goal kicker, Luke McGuan, it's fair to say. 9 career goals now in his 88 games. Desperate to try and get another option up forward, and that's a good sign if he can help out and take a couple of grabs like that and go back and slot them from 50. He's got a roll on the side.
Three consecutive goals for the Tigers. Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Morris back on the ground after that shoulder subluxation stinger, as we call it, Brian, and that's good news for the Tigers fans. He's still in it.
Still in the hunt. Umpire still throwing it up in the middle. Must be very slippery and greasy in the middle there. Murphy. Curnow. Now McLean. Good ball, or thought it was, to Thornton. Yaron there in support. Ran past it as well, and Hooley will be happy with that result.
Chris Yaron yet to have a disposal in this third quarter. They need to get him into the game. Third quarter and the last quarter last week against the Dogs, he started to get some run going, and it just makes them so much better when he's doing that.
McGuan again in the thick of it here, able to win a clean ball here. Gets a look to Rewalt. Rewalt and Jamison, genuine one-on-one. Rewalt flies on his own merit. Did he hold it? The umpire said no. Out of bounds. And I think Rewalt knows that that was a correct decision. Cruiser, Tigers with some numbers here. Now, was he carried forward in the tackle? He was. Tuck will get the free. For the 4th goal of the quarter to the Tigers. Carlton have not kicked one in this quarter.
Well, it's on the back of Shane Tuck and Shane Edwards this quarter for the Tigers. Shane Edwards has had 4 clearances, and Tuck's about to have his 7th disposal.
Tuck had some skin taken off the nose. Here he is, directly in front, very close to the man on the mark. In fact, I reckon it put him off in the end as McLean came a little closer than he thought he was going to. Big miss that for the Tigers. Good miss for the Blues. Jamison back into play. Curnow taking his man under, but the hot player in Grigg to Rance. Murphy and Tuck. Geez, tough Tuck. To Jackson. Jackson to Rewalt. Rewalt doubles around the back. Almost got loose. Gathers. Was it a throw? Not sure. Ellis couldn't make contact.
Great one-on-one effort there from Shane Tuck before. Little throw there from Jack Rewalt. Maybe got away with one.
Umpire was behind him. Yep.
Looked like a throw, that one.
Certainly did. Edwards. Murphy. Ivan Maric is in under there. So is Bell. Did really well, Bell. Now Betts and Morris go at it. Off hands. Newman and Armfield. A lot of one-on-ones now. High tackle against Thornton here. So things going the Tigers' way at the moment.
Push out, 5 metres.
Now Newman's a really good user. He needs to be patient here and wait. Don't want him to have to kick to a contest. In the end, it was really well done. Gee, Rewalt with the chest again. You've got to get the jukes out.
he's also leading really wide to spots on the ground that are going to be almost impossible to kick a goal from. And he actually had his captain there wanting him to go to the dangerous spot 10 metres out.
But I reckon that's where the space was. But even on that one, Das, I reckon he's slowing as the ball and he meet as well, and allowing his defender to close quicker. He's not accelerating through the ball when he leads. Quick kick out of the pack and a miss.
Yeah, it's just a lack of confidence, I reckon, not getting the arms out in front. You see it there. That brings the defender into play, BT. If your arms are fully extended, there's probably only one thing the defender can do, and that's chop your arms. So you should always try and take it out in front.
Absolutely. You've got a better chance of getting the free kick plus the mark. You've got the double whammy. Ivan and Cruiser go at it. They lock arms, so the umpire rightly lets that one go. Wasn't touched from the kick in. So plays on. The umpire wasn't ready for the play on there. Throw called by the umpire, so Bell with the free. Bell says, where do I go from here? And that's exactly where you go if you're uncertain. Post, Garlett, Thornton and Rance go at it. Lurking dangerously, Yaron.
Richmond didn't kick a goal in the second quarter. It's only the second time this year they haven't done it. I reckon there's been one act in the game that has turned around. They've kicked the last 3 goals, and I want to replay it again in a second. That's Stephen Morris's attack on the footy before. I think that has changed the momentum of this game Richmond's way.
Here's Armfield. And he's got a really good opportunity to kick the first goal for Carlton in this quarter, the 21-minute mark.
As Das was saying earlier, he's done a good job on Chris Newman tonight, and he's not just doing it defensively, he's getting into dangerous positions, playing in front there, so that's Matty D, but playing in front and getting a shot on goal.
Armfield, great strike, but a little left. So still no goal in this quarter, Das.
This is a key moment that I want to talk about. Look at the bravery here from Morris. He just had no regard for his own safety, got hurt, refused to go off the ground while the ball was still in play, picked up his man. That'll be something that Damien Hardwick will have right at the top of the list on Monday when they go through this game. And so that is what it takes for us to be a good side, Richard.
Yeah, that is as brave as you'll see. And he got kneed in the face for his trouble on the way down. He actually broke his nose last week, so I'm sure that's still sore as well. So he's been terrific.
I wonder if it's worth showing the players at 3/4 time that. Would they do that?
They've got the iPads. They absolutely have the ability to do that.
Carlton go deep. Eddie Betts, always the lurking danger. And he'll line up for goal number 4, and just the one the Blues needed.
He just reads the ball off the boot so quickly. Eddie picks up the flight of it quicker than most.
Does he step out and snap? Yeah, he is, Stevie J style.
Yeah, absolutely. There he goes. Loves that. Gets a good feel on the boot. Gets a good chunk of it. And Carlton down by 2 points.
Well, he's looming as their match winner again tonight, Eddie Betts. Didn't have a great game last week, but kicked the winning goals when it was needed in the last quarter against the Doggies. 4 goals tonight, and he's just looked dangerous every time it goes near him.
This might be being overly critical. He probably kicks a goal anyway, but still don't understand why there isn't 5 defenders on that spot getting in his face. It's just conceding that he's going to do it easily.
Brett Ratton looking nervously. I just noticed Eddie Betts has told Yaron to go back in the goal square against Morris, 1 out. So Yaron and Morris in the goal square, 1 out. Kicks coming in that direction now. Here they go. Yaron keeps his feet. Morris went to the ground. Boundary line, I thought, beat Yaron.
A little lucky there, Morris. He won't want to go to ground too often around Yaron because you'll never see him again.
Well, I reckon they feel that maybe he can be exposed right on that last line. And
it was a deliberate ploy by Betts to see it and point him straight to the goal square and clear everyone else out. So we'll have to see whether that transpires again when the ball finds a bit of space. There's Dustin Martin. Gee, Brett Deledio, has he gone out of the game a little bit, Richo?
Yeah, he's only had the 14 disposals. Carlton, Martin and Deledio were really good in the first quarter, but they've all been shut down since then. They need to get them back into the game.
James McGuan there. Touched off hands there to Murphy. Rance has got the sit on this. He elevates, got a big piece of it as well now. D's got to do it, and Armfield pressuring him all the way to the boundary.
Carlton had 11 at quarter time. He's up to 18 now. Martin had 9. He's up to 16. So they've just been a lot quieter in the last 2 quarters, and Richmond can't afford to have those guys out of the game. Credit to Carlton. They've done a really good job since quarter time, shutting down those prime movers for Richmond.
So precisely 4 minutes left in the quarter. McGuan having to battle and do the ruck work here, just to give Ivan a spell. Cruiser stays on while Marriage goes off.
Really important role now for McGuan. If he can give Big Ivan the rest of the quarter on the bench, it'd be huge in the last quarter. Let him have the run.
In fact, I notice he's just snuck forward, Lingy on us. Big Ivan. Here's Dygan. Great hands to Carlton. Carlton against the boundary line. Here's Eddie Betts and the one-on-one duel they wanted. That ball was a little heavy. Yaron it was, I'm sorry. Quickly back into play. But it was the duel that we're talking about, Yaron and Morris.
There's that kick in again from Alex Rance. That's just sloppy. That had to hit that kick.
I'm not sure what he's doing, kicking the ball in from full-back, Richo. It's the same scenario. You just don't put your hand up for something that's not your go.
Scotland to Armfield. Now Collins need to be clean here. He's got Dygan short if he wants. That's not an option now. And the heavy turning ball in the air. Bell steps back and takes a ripping mark.
We've been impressed with Tom Bell on debut last week. He came on and had a significant impact, and they've set him the big task today of trying to take Trent Cotchin at stages as well. That's a big, brave, strong mark from a big-bodied midfielder. He's 95 kilos, 187 centimetres. There's something to work with here with this man, Bristle.
Keep it simple here. Drop punt, he says. Nothing fancy for him. Trying to thread the needle. Difficult angle. This is a very, very good kick. It's a goal, and Carlton are in front.
That's a great contested mark. He's got plenty of size about him, Tom Bell. He's 187 centimetres, and gee, it's good if you're an on-baller as he is. If you can go forward and take contested marks like that, create something out of nothing. It was just a high ball in. Goes back and converts. Terrific effort.
Nice goal, Tommy Bell, and have a look at the celebration. It's what the game's missing at the moment. He's a really good celebrator. And Tommy Bell, he has had the triple fist pump there for his first AFL goal. Second AFL goal, I should say. Kicked one last week.
Well, for a second gamer, it's a good celebration. Got the confidence at this stage. What's he going to be like when he's kicked 1,000? Be doing laps. Scotland. Naha sliding into the ball. Now Cotchin with the really clean hands and let it rip, but out of bounds on the full. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Often have the celebration coached out of the players, Richo, and you saw Alex Fasolo, the young Collingwood player in his first year, really just carry on, and I liked it a lot, but I think he had the word in his ear to say, calm down, Alex.
Who's the best in the game now, do you reckon, celebrator?
Probably still the little tip rat, Stephen Milne, I reckon.
He's great, to be honest.
Eddie Betts goes all right. Andrew Cracker's a really good celebrator as well. Cruiser. 2 minutes left in the quarter. Carlton by 5 points. Cruiser to Thornton. Thornton in front. Punch away by Rance was heavy and good. Here's Brandon Ellis to Martin. Martin over the top. Nahas, can he take on Cruiser? What a great tackle by Cruiser, because Nahas was away, and as a result, look at this. The Blues are out of the loop. Rance and Thornton in a one-on-one. one. The young versus the old. And Thornton's got him wrapped up. Great win for the Blues. Twice, 2 tackles, resulting in the Collins ball to Betts. Punched through by Post.
And he's going off his brain. Have a look at them pointing to the other side. He's saying, how can you not kick it there to Andy Collins? He had 15 metres of space all on his own, Richo, and that's what used to make you go berserk.
He knew it, Eddie, as a thought. He didn't want to lead into that space. He wanted to hold the space and just have the ball put out there, but...
Sub-activated.
Yes,
Jackson comes off and Marrick comes on.
Spot on, BT. They brought Marrick on to get a bit of run through the middle of the ground. They need to keep the run going. They've been fantastic this quarter. Keep taking the game on. Marrick will do that for them.
It's a really poor kick that from Andy Collins. It's the easiest one where you just have to pop it into space, and it's just a lack of understanding.
Rewalt, long way from home, but important grab nevertheless. Here's Alice. There is Adam Marrick. That wasn't a good first up touch, was it? Set Nas, a bit of a task. Joseph did well. Marrick comes in, applies the tackle, said he'd gotten it back. I thought he was gentle and actually avoided the back there. Tough decision. Have a look at this. I reckon he
did everything.
Got into his back at all.
Yeah, agree with you.
Yeah, avoided it totally. Umpire was a long way away. Off hands, Betts. Thornton 2-on-1. That was clever. It was on. Garlett runs into the open goal. Carlton by 2 goals. Have a look at the clock. 2 seconds. How good was that from Thornton?
The front and centre was absolutely elite first up from Eddie Betts. He was brilliant to be able to hit it at full speed and take it. Look at Thornton, he loves his own work there.
But have a look at him have a bit of it. When we see the replay, he had a bow peep. He saw the player behind him and he knew in his mind exactly what he wanted to achieve.
It was smart, it was effective, and he worked it out really well as Brett Ratton comes down to the interchange bench. It's a big goal, Richo, on the eve of three-quarter time. They worked it out really well. It was a great play.
Yeah, Brett Thornton, he knew that Garlett was there. 2-on-1. And he gets the easiest of goals. This is a kick here. The last 2 Carlton goals have resulted from the Rance kick in that didn't hit its target. They had all the momentum there, and Marrick couldn't hit that kick. And Carlton got 2 goals, the last 2 goals of the quarter, to give them a lead, and it was Richmond turnovers.
Big going on here, Richo. Arnfield involved, and they're going to separate as the big boy Tommy Bell decides to extricate himself. He's got a bit of presence about him, Tom Bell.
In fact, they got the last 3 of the quarter there, the Blues. They lead it by 12 points. 10-11-71 to Richmond, 8-11-59.
I like the way that they got their gun midfielders into situations where they could have an impact. 5 goals in the first quarter they got out of Cochin and Dustin Martin. That's the key for them. They've got to get Delidio, Martin and Cochin back on top. Good start here with Cochin with the footy.
2-goal game. Scotland going to gobble this up. No, he's not. Rewalt off hands. Martin has a rolling shot at goal. It misses to the right.
Well, you're spot on, Luke. There's Dustin Martin getting involved in Trent Cochin. Look, this is last roll of the dice for Richmond for their season. If they don't win this, they couldn't play finals. So you'd expect that they'd put everything on the line. But the Blues have bounced back. Every time Richmond's got the nose in front, they've come back, and they need to get their stars involved, the Tigers.
Martin again involved here. Curnow did well. Good hands by Collins to Scotland likewise. Carazzo now thought his way through that traffic. Well done to Curnow, and now Bell.
And that's what your great players do. They find a way in big moments, in big games, to pull something out. Here's Dustin Martin and Cochin. You can see the endeavour early from those 2 in particular. A lot's going to rest on them. Are they capable of pulling something out here? Certainly game on. Only 11-point margin.
First minute of the last quarter. Collins, plenty of space and time here. Goes long and direct. Casbolt underneath it. Got to beat a couple of Tigers. Delidio, clever tap to Newman, but puts him under Garlett pressure. Ball flips out the back. Here comes Armfield. Great hands, McLean and Tuck. Murphy. Post has a crack as well, and Tom Bell sits him on his backside.
Got a bit of physicality about him, Tom Bell. That was a good, hard, tough tackle. Like what we've seen from him in his first couple of games.
Same goes for Chris Newman for me too, Richo. He's a player I like, but he's had virtually no impact on the game. Dennis Armfield, defensive tagging roles restricted him to 7 positions. He's got to get involved, the captain.
There's Marrick. Adam Marrick goes long and deep. Rewalt's got the one out. What's the gain? The ball was kicked a little too long and not in front.
Yeah, the kick didn't go to his advantage then. He had space in front of him. The kick went over his head, played into Jamison's hands, but Jamison did really well to get back onto that ball and force it out of bounds.
Edwards almost. This Bell again did well to just get the handball over the shoulder. Really had no intention of keeping it alive. Disguised it beautifully. There's the slinger, boundary umpire. Cruiser with the double hand tap down. Edwards to Conker. Rewald again the target. This time got the body in a better position there, but they'll keep it inside their forward 50 here, the Tigers.
Pay a fair bit of respect to Michael Jamison tonight. He's got inside Jack Rewald's head and he's second-guessing his attack on the ball. He's been all over it tonight. Richo and also BT about him. Not as we see a free kick here going Richmond's way. You heard the umpire against Brock McLean. An arm grab on Shane Tuck.
Yeah, the umpire waving away the advantage there.
We've seen at least half a dozen of these paid tonight around stoppages.
Big goal for the Tigers. They're all big opportunities here in the last quarter. Tuck steps to the line. He's a good, reliable kick, and he doesn't let the Tigers down.
It shows the time we started paying more respect to Shane Tuck. I mean, he's got 25 again, 2 goals. He just consistently finds the footy and consistently plays well, but I don't think he's anywhere near respected enough for how good he is.
Yeah, Damien Hardwick's first 2 years, he struggled to get a regular game. He was trying to put game time into young players, and Shane Tuck was in the best 22, but didn't get a game for that reason. But this year,
even in that time, Richo, he was a great clearance player.
He was.
Why didn't he?
Because they wanted to get game time into young players, and they just decided that he was the one that missed out, but he's now getting his shot every single week.
I mean, he almost departed the scene, didn't he?
He did, nearly.
Grigg out of the middle. Nahas. Scotland did well. Cruiser now to Garland, who's up high. Could have almost got a free now. D. Kick needs to be good to Alice. It's out in front. He can run under it. He's got Brock McLean in pursuit. Turns, uses his preferred foot. Rewalt once again. Slowed as the ball got to him. Didn't extend the jukes properly. He's slowing on impact of the ball.
Let's get down to the dock. Dustin Martin's getting some work done on his hamstrings, Doc.
Yeah, he just tightened up in the left hamstring high up. Didn't want to come off, but they brought him off just to try and hope that his ball cramped. So Marsden off the ground at the moment, but I'm hoping it's just maintenance.
Shown good closing speed tonight on the lead, Michael Jamison. It's been really good.
Been excellent. Alice's kick was smothered by his own man effectively in the end there. Carazzo got the one arm of Cochin again and gave him a single flyover suplex.
Bit of rain starting to fall now in this last quarter.
There it is.
Bit of a suplex.
Gee, if Juddy had completed that same tackle, there'd be an outcry. Here's King. Gets a look, tried to take him on. Handball inside. High tackle, is it? No. Umpire says, gee, quick whistle, wasn't it? We'll ball it up.
It's an interesting point you make with the arm grab in the tackle.
Oh,
I think
Jakey King and Joseph. We're going to see that when we get an opportunity. Whether that was a little breadbasket left rip or not, I'm not sure. Brock McLean sends it over the line. Is it deliberate? The umpire says yes. And that's a lucky one. That's a tough one. He's kicked that ball 40 metres.
Out of a pack in the middle of the ground.
Out of a pack, yeah. People hanging off him. And the umpires deemed that deliberate. Here's Rewald again. This time he meets the ball. Funny little kick back inside. Scotland attacks it. That's a high tackle, surely. And a free kick to Scotland. Let's have a look at the deliberate out of bounds. There's the pack. Kicks it. Now the guy's smothering the ball.
I don't know what he's meant to do there. He's meant to just hold it in and not get it out of the pack, is he?
Well, you are allowed to kick the ball just to space.
Yeah,
That's not illegal in the game. Tuck. High into the Richmond 50. Nahas and Rewalt. Rewalt got it on McGuan. Offhand. Soccer off the ground. Nahas. Tigers in front.
Hasn't had a great night, Robbie Nahas, but that's his second goal now. And even if you're not having a good night, you just persevere till the end and keep putting in big efforts for the whole 4 quarters. He's up to 2 goals now. He kicks another one, and as a small forward, if you kick 3 goals, you've probably done your job. You just need to keep persevering with what you're doing.
Well, there's just a little
One more, Carlton.
half a jab there from Jakey King. I don't think there's much force on that one. I think he'll be okay.
Needs to be careful though, Jake. He's got a bit of loading hanging over his head, so wouldn't want to do too much.
No damage done there. Out of the middle, Deledio. Little handball to Edwards. He wasn't clean either. McLean went the high, but the duck was allowed by the umpire. Now the little knockout, McGuan's there. Been 11 lead changes in this game so far. Tigers by a point.
Get back down to the dock. Dustin Martin's back out there, Doc.
Yeah, Darcy's gone forward. We'll be near this contest here. Still tight in the upper left hamstring. They gave him some cramp treatment.
So Martin back in amongst it. You can see there. Here's Gibbs with a clearing kick. Now Newman and Armfield go at it. Armfield worked the angle on the ball, arrived, and now Newman had to get rid of it. Really well done by both of those players then.
And boys, Carlton have now activated their sub. Nick Dygan is the man who's come off. The second gamer, young Fraser Dale, has come on the ground.
So Dygan off, Jackson off, you can see there. And Fraser Dale, who kicked a goal after the siren for his first AFL goal last weekend. Another one out of the Calder Cannons.
Looking like another really close finish, obviously, here, BT. Richmond have had 5 games this year decided by under 10 points. They've only won 1 of them.
True.
The opportunity here tonight to win 1 of them.
Absolutely they have. Tuck. Penetrating ball. Rewalt seems more intent in allowing Jamison to catch up to him tonight. And almost is initiating the contact with him rather than just attacking the ball on its own merits. I know the ball's being kicked a little long and deep and heavy at times.
All those close games that you spoke about, Richard, this is where they need their blue ribbon players to stand up. Jack Rewalt's one of them. He's got to run and jump at the footy, take this game over, just like Drew Petrie did last week for North Melbourne against the Tigers.
Tuck again. Now, did he dispose of that legally? I wouldn't have thought he kicked it or handballed it. And a free kick will now go the Blues' way. For what, I'm not sure.
I think it was for holding on too long after the ball was released.
So ball back in play here now as Jamison goes looking for Collins. Martin, the intercept. Collins got one high as well. And we'll have the ball up.
Nine lead changes in this game so far. In fact, make that 11. With a fair bit of time left. This one is still right up for grabs, and as we've pointed out a few times, it's season on the line really for both these clubs.
Thornton stretching mark on the wing. Immediately to his feet, and Fraser Dale called for that, and Scotland said, no, I'm the elder statesman here, I'll take it. Casbolt to Betts, Morris, Betts, couldn't get it, Eddie, almost. Garlett's there as well. Marriage had it between the legs, couldn't remove it. And that's a kick by Ellis that'll go down the throat of Casbolt. Damien Hardwick disappointed by that.
Yeah, he just tried to whack it on his boot. He was under pressure, the young Brandon Ellis, but some of these kicks inside defensive 50 have really hurt the Tigers tonight.
Well, this is a big kick for a second gamer, Levi Casbolt.
See how he handles pressure here, does.
So, trailing by a point. Plenty of time. Casbolt steps to the line and kicks it straight through the middle.
Well, that was a great kick under big pressure to put the Carlton team back in front. Young Casbolt, only his second game of AFL footy. He's competed hard tonight. At the 8 touches, he's given them a target.
First career goal there, Richo for Casbolt.
Yeah, soaked up the pressure really well. That's 12 lead changes now. There were 13 last week against North Melbourne and Richmond.
He was happy with his first goal in the AFL. Casbolt there, and you can see the light rain. And now the Blues back in front by 5. 12th lead change of the night. Adam Marrick trying to step through the traffic there. He was dispossessed. Oh, Hooley got hit high. Umpire let it go. Collins, McLean, Murphy, Curnow. Kick around the body. Thornton's trying to push his man under the ball in post and did well post to hold his ground there, because Thornton certainly had the position. Got to wonder how that's not nearly eye contact. D with a fumble. Marriage. Clever little soccer. Morris got one high. Come on!
Umpire just blindsided there. He's missed one on the wrong side of the pack. Steve Morris gets up and can't believe it.
One miss there. Collins caught in a vicious clutch and tackle. Rance has got to knock it out now, or he's going to be pinged. Umpires circling. Ball up.
Well, this game of footy might not have been the highest quality game of footy, but I love these ones. It's just a brutal scrap. We know how important it is. Both teams trying to make sure they get back in that 8. Carlton desperate for win, but Richmond are as well.
Just saw the live ladder there with the Blues and the Tigers really fighting for their survival in 2012.
Well, Tigers lose this and they're not going to make it. That's what the ladder says, basically. Cochin's got a free here. Advantage paid. Deledio swipes the ball to a vacant half-forward line. Jamison beats Rewald back pretty easily in the end. Have a look at that from a professional. Turn boundary, and that's deliberate. Turn to the boundary, and Hughes under pressure, didn't turn inside. Rewald's got a little one. Good ball it is. And now Newman.
Now that's a great run from Newman, who was spoken about tonight as having had his hands full with Dennis Armfield, but a great leader has just kept trying and he can stand up in a big moment. 46,000 here tonight at the MCG. And now an opportunity for the 13th lead change. Can the captain deliver a massive goal here?
Newman. 45 metres out. Great looking kick. Richmond back in front by a point.
It's a captain's goal. Just a little cliche, but hasn't had the best of nights, Chris Newman, but pretty important kick, that one, to go back and slot it. And they've been kicking very, very ordinarily on the set shots tonight. The Tigers missed some easy ones. Put that straight through the middle, the skipper.
Doing it for the jumper, says Chris Newman. Tigers back in front by a point. Lots of time on the clock yet, though. Plenty more acts to be run here. Murphy out of the middle. Looking for Thornton. Surely a free to Thornton. And 50. Very, very lucky. So the soccer penalty not penalised there. And
how's the pressure in the coach's box, those two guys, Damien Hardwick and Brett Rutten.
High ball, Thornton, Casbolt's there. Collins went as well, and boundary throw in as Fraser Dale tried to keep it alive. Plenty of pressure on both of these gentlemen here. On the edge of their seats with 10 minutes remaining in the game. And nothing in it at all. Post. Not sure he meant the torp. I think it was off the edge of the boot. Jakey King accidentally knocking it back into play. Did well, and that's a high. King's got the ball and half back for Richmond.
It was the right kick from post out of defence because there wasn't really a good short option for him, and he got it out long and out the back and gave King a good chance there.
Goes in the Cochrane Rewald direction. Nice palm down by Rewald. Got it to Edwards. Edwards lets it rip into the goal square. Martin's one out. Off hands. Gibbs did really well without infringing. Nahas arrives, but the Tigers will get another look.
Oh, that was a great effort by Bryce Gibbs. One-on-one with Dustin Martin in the goal square. That isolated Martin again, but Gibbs is very good in the air. Did it really well.
Inside 50s this quarter, 11-4 in favour of the Tigers. Cochrane appealing for the free. McGuan there, players aren't going to let this one out. Carlton need to be careful here.
I think he's the right man to play on Martin deep, Bryce Gibbs.
Umpire throwing it up rather nonchalantly there.
We're working overtime on Trent Cochrane here. He's so dangerous around the stoppage. Have a look at Carazzo. Not prepared to give him a centimetre of space, and a little unlucky before. I thought he would have caught one high.
Quick kick out of the pack. I think it's there. It is. Griggs got it.
Yeah, sure, Greg. He's putting together a very nice season. He's had over 20 disposals in every game this year that he has played, and he can add a goal tonight, an important stage.
Another one for the Tigers. 4 last quarter goals. Grigg, something out of nothing from the stoppage there. Tigers by 7.
Putting together a great season, Sean Grigg. Getting a heap of the footy. Big time goal there.
Now he's getting his own clearance, tapping it to himself. Did his own roving work. Tuck around the corner. Cochrane deep's got the free against Tui. Cochrane will get a look from 20 metres out directly in front.
It's definitely been a plan they've come in with tonight to try and isolate Cochrane, Martin, Delidio at times. That's a pretty tough call, I reckon. Let's have a look at it again. There's a genuine contest on, and that's a harsh call.
There was 50% from set shots tonight, the Tigers. This to extend the margin to 13 points. 6 goals, 6. Cochrane comes in. Easy she goes. Tigers by 13 points.
I think you'd like to see those let go.
Oh, no doubt, Dust. There's nothing in that. Zach, what can the defender do? Like, he really didn't hold on to him. You've got to have some sort of body contact between players when they're in one-on-ones like that. And if you're going to play those, you're just going to be paying free kicks all night long. So you'd like to see that be called play on.
Trent Cochrane meant a lot, didn't it? Biggest lead of the game, remarkably, at just 13 points for the Tigers.
Well, Shane Tuck, BT's at 8 disposals this quarter, 8 contested. He's willing the Tigers across the line.
Was this man Marriage Bell? Heard a call, I reckon Jake King asked for it and got his wish. Newman along the ground, valuable metres to the Nahas-Joseph contest, and a nice little boot by Nahas there.
Richmond player down. That's Chris Newman, the skipper. He got collected as he got his kick away. A couple of big moments he stood up in this last quarter, Chris Newman, after a quiet night.
Still plenty of time here. 8 minutes in the game left, and a 13-point Richmond lead is absolutely nothing. And we know the Tigers have let some slip at about this stage of quite a few games this year.
And BT, one of those highest profile games they dropped was one to the Gold Coast Suns. Trent Cotchin caught on the bench at the end of the game. He's now gone to the bench now, getting a rub. I have no doubt they'll make sure he's back on for the last 5 minutes of this quarter.
Big Tommy Bell collected Newman again there. He's a human wrecking ball.
Solid corky out of that, I'd reckon. Here's Dale. Little sidestep. Left foot, tidy ball inside. Post to the boundary. Now Dale again has a look inside. Garl bets it was in fact off hands. Rant picked up by Armfield. Looks back inside. Eddie Betts sandwiched between two desperate Tigers. And now Newman with a knockout to Tui, to Armfield. Murphy, Scotland's queued up here as well. Won't have time to get it on the boot though. Tui's got to go, and he did. Committed the body big time then, Tui.
Gee, it's on the line now. There's some great contests. See Jakey King and Matty D wrapping up Eddie Betts. Geez, he nearly went across the shoulder there.
Murphy to Armfield. He's got Scotland, ignores that. Goes himself from 40 and got it. Carlton are back.
Well done, Dennis. He's been very consistent in his efforts again tonight. Armfield, been a good battle between him and Newman. He's definitely taken the points, Dennis Armfield. He's had a specific role to limit the influence of the Richmond captain. He's done that. And when you throw a couple of goals in there as a bonus, that is a great thing. Martin's back on the bench.
Well, here's the cream again. Mark Murphy is at 6 this quarter. The good players getting involved for both teams. Heath Scotland as well for the Blues.
Back out of the middle. Murphy. Handball to Scotland. Jake King at the back. Got it away. Yaron penetrating run down the middle. Great vision out wide. Clever knock on there by Armfield. Look at the desperation. Morris to Grigg. Grigg's got to go. Davies. Curnow back to Davies. Centering, dangerous ball here. Mark taken by Bryce Gibbs. Can he kick the journey? Didn't get all of it. Richmond have got a 2-on-1. Fraser Dale's the one.
It was a pretty lazy kick almost there from Bryce Gibbs. He might have been just outside his range as Newman takes a little bit of a spell. But it was nothing from Gibbs. It was an in-between thing. He just popped up a high floater. Didn't punch one to a lead or actually go back and try and kick it.
Off hands Morris. To the Doc if we can and just find out a little bit more about Newman. What do you think, Doc?
He saw in the ribs from that hit on Bell, so he's just trying to get the breath bit sore, and Martin's still sore in the hamstring. He's off on getting the work as well, BT.
Martin going to play any further part, you reckon, Doc?
I reckon he's tighter than he was before, but they might risk him. There's only 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, OK. Just over 5, in fact, now. 7-point Richmond lead. Still enough time. McLean to a dangerous spot. Free kick here. Which way does it go? It's gone Carlton's way to Thornton.
It's against Alex Rance. And this is a big call. It's a certain goal to Thornton. Have a listen to the Richmond fans at the punt road end. They are spewing. There's been a lot of umpire involvement in this game. I didn't see it. It was off the ball.
Thornton to get them back within a point. There's the shot. He can't miss that. Carlton within a point. 5.5 minutes remaining.
Well, we need to have another look at that free kick. Basher Hawley had taken the mark. Rance and Thornton were wrestling in the goal square. We can see in the background here, clear grab of the arm. Good decision. No need for it, though. Hawley had it covered. It was a clear grab on the arm before they fell to ground there.
Spot on, Richo. Just didn't need to do it. That's the sort of thing that just frustrate Damien Hardwick there. Basher Hooley had it covered. Should have just played it a lot smarter, Rance. What a cracking game of footy this is turning out to be. Just a really good contest between two desperate teams.
They have a habit, the Tigers, of making just those unprofessional errors towards the end of games. This man's done really well. Tuck, King, handball, Deledio over the top. Opportunity to gather. Ellis straightens, right boot. Hasn't got the journey.
Clever handball that from Deledio. Purposefully put it a metre in front to straighten Ellis up and make him run onto the ball. He just didn't have the skills to finish that one off.
Tui thumps it down the middle. Marriage off hands. Really well done by Gibbs. Straight to Rance though at half back, and we've got 4 minutes 58 left. Tigers by 2. Can't afford to go into slow play mode at all.
There's lots of arms being held up for the slow play movement. You're right, BT. They have to keep trying to score. They've got to at least get another goal to win this game, I think.
Yeah, I think there's possibly 2 goals left in this game. The way it's been played, we've had a 5-goal to 4-quarter in favour of Richmond in the last here. There's Jamison, Thornton underneath, Fraser Dale at the back, and Deledio to the boundary.
How was the pick-up from Heath Scotland there at half-back in a pressure situation? Just a one-grab play from Heath Scotland. Every touch now is crucial.
Contest footy now. Means a lot, as Richo said, each contest to be won from here on in.
It's any little fumble now can be the difference in the game, and Heath Scotland was terrific then.
So now you've got to be better than ever. If you're getting tired, no time, no excuse. Gibbs to Bell. Big ball, Rance over the top, knocks it to the danger spot. Eddie's got the wheels, grabs the ball around the body, gets him by Garlett. Is it off his boot out of bounds on the fall or not? Hit the post.
They're the two, aren't they? Betts and Garlett. Let's have a quick look and see if this did come off the boot. It was a bounce bump ball into the behind post. But look out for Betts, look out for Garlett around this one.
Good decision there. Carazzo wrapped up in the bear hug tackle. Cochin didn't handball it or kick it. Caught him cold. Ball knocked out on the tackle. Now Deledio with a clearing kick. He's hoping this goes over the boundary line. That does. There was one paid at the other end for a similar thing. That one, surely not.
Well, it was the same thing though, BT. It was a quick kick out of the pack that went to space and went out of bounds. And
identical almost, Richo.
They paid it against Brock McLean.
Neutral wing. Edwards. Scotland. Dale. Rance has got him in a ripper tackle. 3:24 remaining.
Gee, boys, just looking at these stoppages, it's a brave Richmond team at the moment who've been leaving Mark Murphy pretty free at the stoppages. So influential at the contest. Brandon Ellis going to him now. Smart.
Got to think about getting their best units on the ground now. Das, we'd only caught like previously with Cochin off the ground, I guess. Murphy goes inside. Players hit the deck. Eddie recovers before anyone else. A desperate lunging smother there by Jaden Post. You need your best players on the ground now.
Yeah, look at Mark Murphy, as Lingy pointed out. You've got to get an arm across him. Trent Cochin is another superstar on the other side who's lurking dangerously. It's the big guns who find a way often in these close games to win it for their side.
Richmond not just fighting for the win, fighting for 2012 survival here. Can they hang on? Yaron, 45, long ball offline. And out of bounds, can't even nick a point out. That'll suit the Blues.
I reckon Richmond would prefer to get a point here and get possession of the ball. Very dangerous situation when you got guys like Betts.
Well, they've got one to give, haven't they?
Murphy, yeah.
I guess if you look at that way, back into a dangerous spot. The stoppage. McLean, was he taken forward? The umpire said no, this will be a ball up. But have a look where it is, 30 metres in front of Carlton's goal.
Heap of numbers back around this contest, as you'd expect. The Richmond forwards have pushed up. They've got only Dustin Martin and Jack Rewalt outside of their defensive 50.
Down to 2.5 minutes now. Richmond by 2. Curnow. Handball intercepted Deledio. Now the run's important. Martin loves this. One-on-one. Can he be clean? Yes, he can against Dale. Just just didn't have the composure, but they need to lock it in here. Carlton should have the win. 2 on 1.
Oh, what an effort.
And Martin again, I thought it was Fraser-Dale. McGuinness it was.
How about the run from Dustin Martin? Look how exhausted he is. He competed hard, and in the desperate lunge, it was a 2 on 1. He just wanted that so badly, and he's kept the ball inside 50. Brilliant play for Martin.
How often do you see the ball stationary on the ground in a game of footy?
He was 2 on 1. He's had tight hamstrings all night, Brett Ratton. So much on the line here, but Dustin Martin was 2 on 1. He's had tight hammies. He's been having them worked on. Huge effort.
Marriage not really interested in clearing it. Scotland needs to get a clean ball here. The Blues under pressure now. Tuck, Nahas, little kick over the top. Not 15, the umpire said it's play on. The call was clear. Very, very clear.
Important to note, it's 1 on 1 all around the ground here. Richmond don't have a +1 behind these stoppages.
Now, are they good enough to milk it? Deledio over the top. Yaron in front. Joseph to the boundary, goes over. So Richmond get possession. Are they good enough to hang on for a minute and a half?
Richo, you'd mentioned the fact they haven't got the one back. Wayne Campbell is out there screaming at the players, trying to get one back.
Big boundary throw-in stoppage. Touched off hands, no mark. Yaron, space on his left side. Pressure kick, wasn't it? Kept it alive to Bell. The run by Yaron, he runs into Cochin though. Gibbs has got to go, went without it. Yaron's doing his best. Look at him, he still wants it. He still wants it. Armfield's got it. A minute to go in the game. Richmond by 2 points. Deep inside the Carlton attacking zone. Morris and Betts go at it. Well done, Morris. But is that out of bounds on the forward? Is.
Carlton have got loose players inside 50 here. Andrew Collins and McLean are loose.
They are loose everywhere. McLean's marked, but he can't kick the journey. Hammers it over the back. Casbolt. It's cleared the back. It's a goal. Boy, oh boy. It's going to happen to Richmond again. 42 seconds left. And they've succumbed to the Blues by 4 points.
Have a look at Brock McLean now, BT. He's just waving everyone back. And that is reward for gut-running effort from Brock McLean. He can't get to contest quickly, but he just motors and motors and motors, and he ran 150 metres. He got across inside 50. He was unmarked because he burned off his defender. Just great gut running. A little bit of luck there. He's going for Casbolt out the back. 42 seconds. Tigers need a miracle here. They need a clearance, and they need a one-on-one mark.
Deledio's free on the wing.
The Tigers season boils down to 40 seconds. Deledio's going to give them a chance. Through one, around another. Long ball, 30 seconds. The Tigers season hinging on this. They're down by 4 points, and they're going to have one last stoppage chance.
How good was that from Deledio? He stepped around 4. He had Rewalt in mind. Look at Damien Hardwick. He just can barely contain himself.
25 seconds. The whole season here on the line for Richmond. Carlton will give themselves a big chance with a win.
See the runner there, Wayne Campbell. He's trying to get them to clear out of the space there.
15 seconds. The only team that can score is Richmond from here. Edwards, little poker, Carazzo, the ricochet. I think it's too far out now for the Tigers. 6 seconds and counting. Clock will stop at 3. 3 seconds left. And I'm not sure they can kick it from that far out with 3 seconds left.
Then a ruck free kick here.
Hardwick is furious. Knocked down. Carlton have won. Carlton have won. In a big, big game here. Down to the last 30 seconds.